This extrasode is brought to you by our executive producer, Drew City. Drew City, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode, which would not exist without you. We'll tell you more about it at the mid-roll. And I won't tell you the name of the movie. You'll have to wait mere seconds to find out what it is.
Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we can't remember or refuse to remember or don't remember. There's no memory. And then we watch the movie. We eat 2 pizzas, 2 salads. Thank you, patrons. And then we come back. Now we've seen the movie right before recording. Of course, we remember things about it now, and we talk about it again. My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this episode is, as you know, brought to us by a very special patron. And the movie is Josie and the Pussycats.
Yay!
Meow, 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 meow.
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 Do you think that this is about cats?
Or Josie. I will reveal now at the top of the show, I've never seen this movie.
I've also never seen this movie.
I have not seen it, and I feel like I am generationally not inclined to have ever seen it, right? Because, like, Josie and the Pussycats was an animated show.
Ooh, that's my memory, too. Hanna-Barbera?
I think it was Hanna-Barbera.
Sounds right.
And I sort of have some memory of that. And then a movie happened, like, when I wasn't interested anymore.
Yeah. I've seen this movie at least twice.
Ooh.
Wow.
So are you a sweet spot
Big
generationally?
money.
I think so. I think this was like, I think this was,
It's like
I want to say I was in junior high when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it would be like, oh, look at these cool high school kids kind of thing,
That
you
sounds
know?
right.
Yeah.
They're in
Yeah.
high school.
I
So-
think so.
Before we get too deep into Beth's extensive knowledge about this movie, I propose we do REI Presents pending.
Yeah.
Totes Pre-Call, 3-way jamboree.
Here we go.
Love it.
Dan, Molly. What's the movie about?
Great.
Segment name pending as well.
Great. Do I
Wait.
need to time it
I
then?
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know how to do that.
Are you
That's
serious?
how
We could do it right here, right?
Oh, that's
oh,
true.
that's true. I'm going to just do it right there. That's
Okay.
easier.
Tell us when.
Although I got to do some math. Okay, let's start right now.
This is a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Now it's a movie.
It opens, you see a bunch of lockers. It just pans a bunch of lockers, and it's a 4-piece band, and Josie is the lead singer.
They are not cats, but maybe have cat-like qualities.
They got cat costumes.
Sure.
Oh, this is the origin story, probably. So it's like how they met and got together. Oh, is there a band contest? Do they have to earn money to save their...
They got a battle of the bands.
There is an evil record company executive in some way.
30 seconds.
They have powers. The
Ooh.
power
Oh.
to move you, like Tenacious D. And maybe lightning bolts. I bet there is...
Teen Crush.
Yes. There's effects on the screen like lines, like someone drew comic book lines on the
Whoa.
screen in the movie.
Josie
10
has
seconds.
a lot more going on than the other women, and it's depressing.
Yeah.
There's something depressing about it.
Oh,
3 are-
family something. And or at least one crush, one love triangle at least.
3 ladies are
Time.
white.
Shit. Did you say 3 ladies are white?
Yeah.
Nice.
That seems correct.
That definitely seems correct. That's how movies
Honestly,
work.
I was so locked in on the time that I didn't hear anything you just said.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's
It's
a good
for, it's for the
timekeeper.
listener. It's for the listener.
So should we try for a year? Because I feel like we were flirting with year.
Yeah. Well, I was in junior high in the year 2001.
Wow.
Space Odyssey.
Okay. I was well into working my first job. Okay, but anyway, that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
2001-ish.
Yeah, that feels right to me.
Is that your bet?
That's my bet.
Wow.
2003.
2000 millennium.
Whoa, the
Oh.
millennium.
I'll go 2002 because in high school,
Mm.
my friend dated a guy who was really into BMW 2002s.
Okay.
And so no matter what they were doing,
That's a car.
it's a car.
Mhm.
No matter what they were doing, if he saw one, he would just like stop mid-sentence and go 2002.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like this guy.
Well, I didn't think he was great for her, but
Did they
everything
get
worked out in
married?
the end.
Wow.
They got married?
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh.
No.
It worked out. They Dumpsville. They went to Dumpsville.
Yeah, they went to Dumpsville.
drove a
and-
2002 to Dumpsville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that BMW in to dump.
What?
What? I don't like where any of this is going. The relationship ran its course as high school romances do, and everyone moved on. And as far as I know, everyone's happy. Actually, I don't care if everyone's happy; she's happy, so that's good.
Great.
Yeah.
You're on notice, BMW guy.
We don't
Yeah.
care about boyfriends.
No. Is this movie like condescension, girl power for 97 minutes, or is it
yes.
legitimately somewhat feminist?
Oh, I mean, if it's from 2001, it's gonna be the former.
I agree that I think it's that in this. I'm a man. I'm going to talk about girl power now.
Please.
I think it's in that weird spot. Not weird spot. I don't know. That spot in our culture when mainstream culture accepted that women should have agency and power, but also they were girls still. And so don't give them too much.
Yeah.
Girl
I see.
power is bad as a term now, right? Yes?
Is it?
Like women, right? We've talked about lady childs before and how
Oh.
women are women and not girls. It feels
Yeah.
like
I mean, I would say though, like girl power to me when I was a big Spice Girl fan
Yeah.
actually did mean a lot. It like I felt like like girls are just as good as boys.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
and I was a girl. I was not a full grown woman.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
So girl power started out as a genuine thing, then it became a very commercial thing.
Yeah,
I
Here's
think
how we
that's
can
what you're
sell
Okay.
stuff based
Getting
on it.
into.
Yeah.
And then now that time has passed, the word girl has really fallen into.
Sure. I guess what I'm tell me how right or wrong this is. It seems like a way to for the time it was good because we were like on a larger scale celebrating women as more equal, and that was chipping away at the patriarchy. But looking back on it now, it wasn't as full blown as it could have been because there was still this winking aspect to it and still this infantilizing by using girl instead of women. But maybe it was the best we could do as
But
a
it
bad
started
culture.
out really about girls, like actual
oh,
girls.
like actual
yeah, it was
lady
girls.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a whole phase of like you go girl and like girls stick together and that kind of thing among adult women. But that was women talking to other women that
Sure.
way. I will say I was once in a business meeting where a guy got up and left me and another woman in the room and said, "I'll let you girls chat about it."
Yeah, that kind of shit needs to go
yeah,
away forever.
that's like not okay. That's like 1950s
No.
stuff. But yeah,
Okay.
it's the word girl has become more.
Okay.
But it really was originally about actual girls.
Okay.
What I'm hearing, and I don't think this happens very often, is that something with decent intentions became ubiquitous in the culture, and then
Okay.
large corporations seeking to find a profit through it ruined it for everyone.
yeah.
I mean,
That
that's
doesn't
rare.
happen,
It's
yeah.
very rare.
This
I-
is the one time that
I think this is the one time
Yeah.
it happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So then I guess for this movie, Josie and the Pussycats,
Yes.
is this riding a good intention wave of that, like Spice World?
I think it is.
Or are we now past it and it's like
Like, we got to make another
cigar
Spice World.
chomping maniacs? Be like, get some fucking girls out there. What properties do we own? Hannah's, Barbara's, got some girls.
Barbaras.
Get them out there, put them in fucking sexy cat outfits, make them play guitar.
Yeah.
Well, and I think this is still the era when executives were talking about even young teen girls as F-able.
Yeah.
And
As what?
Well, I just wanted to say it because it's so gross.
Well, I don't know.
like the F word.
Oh,
but then,
I got it now.
Yeah.
I'm locked in.
So so it is just sort of a creepy era in general. And I don't know if this is the time for it now or maybe it's later, but I think we could look back on any phase that way.
Yeah.
I will say immediately following the Me Too movement, all of a sudden the studios put out a bunch of movies about women getting revenge.
Mhm.
Mm.
And that was there. Oh, women are angry. Find every script you can that avenges, even if men are the main characters, where women are avenging other men. And it was like one after the other.
Yeah.
And I thought, you have really missed the mark. Like, you really are not even close to understanding what's going on in the zeitgeist, much less like, most of those movies didn't do very well.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, we're always going to look back and be like, wow, that was a real muted version of it. And the patriarchy is really good at protecting itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Newsflash. It's
Ding,
really
ding,
good.
ding, ding.
Beep, beep,
I think
beep.
it's going to be a combo of it. I think there are going to be things like, there's a reason why, like, I've seen this twice. I don't remember the first time I saw it. But I know the second time I saw it, I watched it with some friends, like that all identify as female. So, like, there's something about it that is like fun in that way. I don't know
Yay.
how to describe. Yeah, I don't know how to describe that. But they are definitely going to be sexualized. They're definitely going to be like teenagers that are sexualized.
I mean, wasn't the original cartoon kind of sexualized?
Yeah. And that's kind of part of it. So, like, should I tell you what I remember?
Oh,
of the
yeah.
movie?
Great
Please.
idea.
Is that
Okay.
big shark in it?
What?
Didn't they pal around with the big dumb shark in the cartoons?
Oh.
Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah, I feel like I
Maybe.
crossed over that big dumb shark.
I don't think there's a big dumb shark in it.
Yogi
I'm
Bear.
going to call that a
Snagglepuss.
outside bet. Yeah, there was a big dumb shark character, but I don't know if it was in
Thank
Josie and the
you.
Pussycats. But I think it's worthy of a side bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there's like a restaurant named after it or something.
Okay.
So, from what I remember, I believe Josie and the Pussycats is a 3-piece band.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
I think they are in high school. I think they're in high school. And they are pretty cool. They're they're just cool girls doing their own thing.
Mhm.
And then they get picked up by a label.
Oh.
And so then they get, their makeovers and things like
Yes.
that. Josie is like pitted against the other two who are played by, so Josie is Rachel Lee Cook.
Okay.
Oh.
And Rachel Lee Cook went to South High School, which is in Minneapolis.
Wow.
Same high school as Josh Hartnett.
Wow.
Hey.
Fun facts about Minneapolis, local references.
Great.
and then Rosario Dawson
Wow.
and Tara Reid.
Huh.
Wow.
Tara Reid.
I don't know.
I always hear Tara, but I've
Tara
never
Reid.
asked her.
That's true.
Ask women what
How to
their
pronounce
names are.
this.
But I think they're kind of pitted against each other. Like, they're really close. But then fame
Some
gets in
cigar
the
chomping
way.
maniac is
And
like, this is
Josie-
the one with the talent. You got to
Yeah.
get her out of there.
Yeah.
And I believe the cigar chomping maniac is played by Alan Cummings.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great if
That
true.
is great if true.
Yeah. But there's like a whole other layer because there is actually a subplot. Well, it's the main plot
Oh.
where the cigar chomping, what's his face, executive,
Yeah.
is actually trying to send subliminal messages through their music.
What?
And so there's like a whole thing with headbands that look like cat ears that like is supposed to like trick teenagers into buying things, I think.
It's like a
Oh.
Batman
I
villain.
think it's about capitalism.
Wow.
If I am recalling it properly, again, I've seen it twice, which means I know
Still,
nothing about
Sure.
it.
I don't know. I mean, I
I'm
feel like
more locked in
you've-
now.
Your track record, I think, is your memory's usually worse if you've seen it more times.
That's really true. Because eventually I'm just like, I don't know, is that
all
the
a
same
blur,
as
yeah.
all the other movies?
If this turns out, if it turns out that Alan Cumming is some sort of like ridiculous like Batman type villain who has some ulterior motive besides just like I am a record executive, money, 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 but also like let's manipulate the brains
Yeah.
of young people through science.
I can't remember if he's like the main guy or if there's like another lady that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's the manager and
Yeah.
then there's like a worse lady because
With a
women can
bigger
only
cigar.
fight women.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, are there any fist fights in this?
I don't remember.
Jaquette's bet there's some slapping.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Molly's bet a guitar gets broken either deliberately or accidentally.
Oh, very good.
Dan's bet, Alan Cummings, I don't know, pants fall off.
There was also a very catchy song that is played in this movie. They have like their main hit,
Oh,
and it's like a countdown.
Okay.
I can't remember the words, but it's like it took 5 whole days. I don't know. I
it's
can't remember.
been
You
one
spit?
week.
Yeah. And then it counts down. It's like to say 3 small words
Oh,
To me,
to.
one partridge in a pear tree.
Yep, that's it.
Josie and the Pussycats. Josie and the Pussycats. Josie and the Pussycats.
Is that's the hit?
I don't know. Isn't that the actual theme song from the cartoon?
Oh, I don't know. I've
I
never
think it
seen the
is.
real
That sounds
cartoon.
right.
I think it is.
The cartoon, they go on adventures.
I have no idea. I never watched that one.
They're like a band, but then they like Scooby Doo around.
I don't know.
I mean-
I don't even know like if other than there are like the name of the movie,
Yeah.
like if there's any other relation between the cartoon and the
Yeah, I'm
movie.
looking at Molly because she's got professional cartoon experience.
That's true.
But maybe you were not allowed to watch Hanna-Barbera.
no, I remember some Hanna-Barbera.
Didn't they own it?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Boomerang, right?
It is on Boomerang, but I,
Wow.
to my shame, watched less Boomerang and watched more Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
actually,
I mean-
What's Boomerang?
I don't know.
Boomerang is a Cartoon
Oh.
Network like throwback channel, right?
Oh,
it's not as available in all of the markets that Cartoon Network is available
I
in.
see.
It's I don't know, maybe half of them. I can't remember.
this is right now.
This was when I worked there,
Okay.
so
Oh.
like
When
probably
I
10 years ago.
Was watching cartoons a lot.
I
You
see.
know what's so sad? I was thinking about this the other day because so I finally downloaded the Peacock app
Uh-huh.
Mm.
so that I could watch my
Sponsored
Chicago
by-
Fire series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just going through a phase right
This
now.
is not a sponsor of the show.
Okay.
Do not get into too deep in the details.
Okay.
Don't explain
I won't
how you get Peacock. Don't explain what Peacock is.
Yeah.
It's just a bird
It's
that
just a bird.
tells you about things
Okay.
that happen in Chicago.
There is a streaming to cut all that out, Beth, and I will start again and just say there's a streaming service that
Uh-huh.
is pushing these horror movies really hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Spooktober.
And it is, but I mean, these are like gruesome horror movies that
Yeah.
I am personally not interested in, and it's very hard to avoid it. And it reminded me of my days at Cartoon Network, where I was in a meeting where, we'll just say, a bigwig who was newer to the network was really wanting to push. It was kind of a spooky series. It was for older kids. It was like for kids who were probably like 9 to 11, somewhere around there. And he was like, I want us to push this everywhere we can. And so, we're doing all the usual things. And he's like, what about Boomerang? Are we promoting it on Boomerang? And the guy who did scheduling for that was like, Boomerang is really for like 4 and 5-year-olds. It's pretty scary content for them. So we weren't planning on putting it there. And they had this discussion. I call it a discussion. It was interesting. But at the end of it, it was decided to run it on Boomerang. And from the perspective of the people in the room, that means slotting it in on this spreadsheet, right?
Mhm.
But then I was up visiting my sister like the very next weekend, and she had 2 young kids, including my nephew, who was about 5 at the time. Loved Boomerang. I sort of felt like it was the network for him,
Mhm.
and was so scared by these promos that were being run
Oh,
for
no.
kids who are like twice his age. Anyway, capitalism is tough. And it's really hard to stand up to power. And I was thinking about it. And I was like, that guy really laid truth to power, and he still got bulldozed. But I'm really
Yeah.
glad he at least tried,
Mhm.
I bet
And the real-
Josie and the Pussycats are going to try to stand up to power.
Oh,
Ooh,
thank
I
you.
bet they are.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Hey, is going to pass the Bechdel Wallace test.
Let's hope
Oh,
so.
God,
Jesus
if it
Christ.
doesn't, that's
Oh, I hope
horrific.
those other 2 Pussycats got names.
And they're not just
like,
collectively the Pussycats.
They got to,
Come here, Pussycats.
right?
Hey, Josie.
like even Pussycat 1 and Pussycat 2, I feel like we could make an argument that that's a
Sure.
pass.
I'm not going to argue that, but
I mean, they've been individualized.
unless that's their given name on their birth certificates.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey,
that's
naming a
very
band has
Wow.
never been
narrow-
easier.
Well-
That's a very narrow.
I'm just
perspective.
saying, if you're saying Pussycat number 1 is her name, but that's not really her name. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she has a name that she likes to be called, but people are just calling
What
her.
if it's Pussycat 1?
All right, then I'll take it.
What if
Okay.
Rosario Dawson, at a scene where Rosario Dawson says to Alan Cumming, like, hey, you call me Pussycat 1 and nothing else.
You know what? Okay,
And
then
then
I'm,
his pants fall off because he's so shocked.
then I'm all in, except if like a male executive had come in and said like, she's going to say she wants that name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the movie or
no,
in
in real
IRL?
life.
In real
Oh,
life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll know.
Well, no.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
know.
Yeah, we'll know.
We
for sure.
got notes vision where we can see all the notes. That
Do you
happen.
think this movie is directed by a man or a woman?
Man.
Okay.
I mean, sadly, right?
Yeah.
Like, just statistically.
Is that a new test? Like
Mm,
female characters, male director?
Sure.
sure.
Interesting.
Yep.
Commodore.
What?
I'm trying to
What?
abbreviate female characters, male director
Oh.
to feature Madar.
Feature Mater.
Feature mater.
Feature Mater.
Feature mater. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, I just don't want to stay on this much longer. So.
Feature meter.
Feature Meter.
Feature meter. I
Feature
love
meter.
it. That's great. Feature meter.
Feature Meter.
Here's
And
our
we'll know
feature
what that
meter.
means.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
know
we'll
what it
know
means.
that means
Everybody knows
in
what
a
it means.
Everybody knows what
Wink.
feature meter means. Ay, 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 ay.
So is this a feature meter? And we don't like feature meters. We like feature femurs.
Femurs.
Feeders. Feature feeders.
Feature feeders.
We like to feature feeder, not a feature meter.
Yeesh.
Crispin's lovers, father's
Oh my
lover.
God. Dan's bet there's
Made
going
of
to be
rubber.
some sort of male sycophant to Josie.
Oh.
Like a
Um,
super fan of the band.
Who's a creep?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's necessarily a creep. He's just like
He's a nerd.
super into them.
He's a
and like,
loser. We hate him.
What?
We hate him. He's a loser.
He might be a loser and we hate him, or he might just be like harmless but just too much.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
He's got a
Yeah.
hat.
Is
But
he,
he's got a distinct hat.
Okay.
is he this? Okay. I'm trying to think if there are any like romantic plot lines in this
Mm.
movie
I bet there is because it's a movie.
for teens.
Dan's bet. Hot label mate that is
Oh.
turns out to be too into the capitalism, but Josie is
Oh, I see.
into him at first because it seems like, oh, we'll rise, our stars will rise together. How
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
going on tour together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is midriff era, right?
It
Oh,
has
like
to
the
be, right?
Yes.
It has
Okay,
to
got
be.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're talking like turn of the millennium, millennium,
Well, if
it's
Millennium?
got to be midriff.
I think one of the Pussycats will have a stable boyfriend that we won't spend much time with,
Nice.
and
Okay.
the other will be single.
I love it.
That sounds pretty accurate.
It's a
Yeah.
great bet.
Love it.
Will we? Okay, wait. How do I phrase this? Does Josie and or the Pussycats have parents, or do they live
Oh.
together in a crazy band house?
Oh, do they have a van?
They might have a van.
Molly's bet they have a van.
Nice.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I think there
Write it
is maybe
down.
something about her parents because it's like her relationship with her parents and also with her friends starts to get like interrupted by her fame.
Like her
and
dad is like, "What
popularity."
happened to you?"
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Molly, I think Josie or one of the Pussycats will have divorced parents.
Whoa.
Oh, I love it.
Well, I find that very interesting.
Canonically speaking, that's very interesting to Molly.
Yeah. In the end, they triumph.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
what does triumph look like in this case?
They
Friendship.
Friendship wins.
they
Yep.
destroy the capitalist machine.
Alan Cummings' pants fall down.
Yeah.
Goes pants on. Everybody slaps each other.
I bet somebody breaks their cat headband that's supposed to control
Ooh,
their
nice.
thoughts
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Then they either go independent. Yeah, they're an indie band now.
Okay, cool,
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
They go like kind of in a different artistic direction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they win the Battle of the Bands.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
or they come in second, but it feels like first.
Oh, right.
Rocky
That's again to
Sitch.
bring it on.
Because they don't
so.
need the win to be
Yeah,
successful.
friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Friends
Yeah.
don't win. Friends. Friend.
Friends already win.
Ooh,
Friends have already won.
Yeah.
You had me at friends.
God.
Oy. Okay, and with that, let's do ratings.
Yeah. Molly, how should we rate this film?
Ooh, all right, you got your choice.
No.
Whoa.
No,
Nope. Okay, in that case, it's cigar chomps.
that's amazing.
Okay.
Wait, chomps?
Chomps.
Like, nope. I was thinking that sometimes dentures are called chomps, are they?
Oh,
Sure. The
You call
chompers.
Teeth chompers.
Chompers. That's really
Chompers.
what it
See,
is.
I was thinking of the chomp chomp from Mario Brothers or
Oh.
there you
whatever.
go.
Chain chomp.
Oh,
chomp,
should we do
yeah.
the cigar chomp chompers? Chomp chomps.
Chomp chomps.
Cigar
Chomp
chomp.
chomp chomps.
Cigar chomp chompers.
Cigar chomp chompers.
Is this is this the act of chomping a cigar,
Mhm.
or is this a product to hold your cigar when you're not smoking it? And it's like a bag clip, but it looks like a
Right.
pair of teeth.
I can't believe you nailed it. Yeah, it is a product, and it looks like a comical pair of teeth.
I was
Okay,
gonna s-
Is it made by the brand Hocus Smocus?
Yes.
Whoa. Since this is a Hanna-Barbera property,
Mhm.
is it in fact some sort of small animal that is alive and says it's a living?
Oh, like a
It's
Flint-
a
living.
You know what? It's not, but only because I couldn't mass manufacture it.
Oh, that makes
Okay.
sense.
But
sure.
it does have a little button on it that will, if you press it,
say
it's
it's a living. So it's like shaped like an animal that
Yeah.
would believably
Sure.
be that role.
Exactly.
Chomp, cigar, chomp, chomper,
Chompers.
Chompers.
Cigar
Yeah.
chompers.
Mhm.
cigar, chomp, chompers. Okay, I love it.
Which is a bird.
Oh,
Okay, so it is a bird.
okay.
Mhm.
But with like human looking teeth.
Oh,
Yes, but it looks adorable, not creepy.
sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they tested
I can
it.
picture it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we all can.
Yeah.
Oof.
Great.
Scar
Great.
Chomp Chompers.
Cigar chompers. Dan, you go
Cigar
first, as we
chompers.
all know.
Okay, my name is Dan. I go first because I'm the best, and not
Wow.
because this is where I
Whoa.
sit in the table.
Wow.
I know nothing about this movie other than it was a movie that came out when I was a teen and not marketed to me at all. It was also a cartoon I never watched because, I don't know, I didn't have cable, maybe, or maybe it just wasn't that popular, so it was never on. It's probably really dumb, but maybe in like a charming way. So I'm going to be optimistic and say 4 Cigar Chomp Chompers because I'm hoping I'll enjoy it. And usually Alan Cumming is a real treat. So
Agreed.
Mhm.
I first saw him in Spy Kids. I'm pretty sure he was in Spy Kids.
Wow.
Is that true?
oh,
Oh,
We should watch Spy Kids.
I know. And
okay.
Antonio Banderas isn't that?
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, that would be a very fun movie for me to watch. Anyway.
Josie and the Puss in Boots.
Yeah. That's
Yep.
pretty good.
I get it also.
Thank you.
Beth is next.
Beth is next because she's second best?
No, she's first best.
First best.
Yeah.
We just
First
need a
is the
primer.
worst. Second is the best.
Yeah, we all know that.
Third is one with the hairy chest. Sorry.
Ugh.
Ew.
Sorry. Yeah, I think this movie's pretty entertaining. It's the kind of movie that if it was on TV, I would probably watch it.
Mm.
And with that, I'm gonna give it
Do you want a drum roll?
yes. I'm gonna say 4. There's a reason that Drew picked it, right?
Right.
Like it's probably pretty fun. There's
Yeah.
probably something in there that that I completely forgot about that Drew's like, you're gonna get a kick out of this. So
Yeah,
Can't wait.
we can only assume Drew's intentions are good.
I have
Mhm.
I have no reason to believe otherwise.
Mhm.
Unless Drew's an evil mastermind, we'll find out in the second half.
Yep.
Ooh.
Teaser.
Teaser.
My name is Dan. I am the one with the hairy chest. I, as other Dan said, also Dan, excuse me, Brandy.
dare you.
I have no connection to this movie at all. I barely knew it was a movie. I barely knew it was a cartoon. I probably knew it was a cartoon more than I knew it was a movie. But I also sort of knew people who were a little younger than me liked it a lot. I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to take my 3-piece coward band to three chord island and give it a 3.
What?
Wow.
3 Corn Island.
Chord.
3-chord island. So
I'm
like
giving
3
it
power
3.
chords. Oh, power chord would have been a great
Cigar Chomp
rating.
Chompers?
That's
How
pretty
is this
good.
associated with Cigar Chomp Chompers?
Well, I'm giving
Very
it a 3 because
confused.
I'm a coward.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we talk about taking the boat to Coward Island.
I see.
Yeah.
I tried to put a lot of band stuff in there.
Got it.
Mhm.
And I forgot about the cigars entirely.
So on that island, there are 3.
There's 3 Chomp
Cigar
Chompers on the
Chomp
island.
Chompers.
Okay.
Thank
Got
you.
it.
And the chord is musical.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
I thought it was like the
Beth,
chord attached to the guitar.
leave this
I
all
should
in.
have made it girl power chord. That would have been a good
What
one.
is with all these rating regrets?
I don't know.
Rate-
I don't know.
Rate Gretz.
Nope. Okay, that's Molly. I go fourth. I will say that I have a real soft spot for both girl power and this era. Although this era, I was well into my 20s, maybe even close to late 20s, mid. And so, yeah, it definitely wasn't marketed to me. I wasn't really thinking about it. But I'm excited to watch it. So Also, a tip of the hat to our sponsor, Drew City. Yep. Okay, great. I'm gonna go 4.5.
Wow.
4.5 cigar chomp chompers.
So is a half chomper like one half of the chomping mechanism is gone, so it doesn't actually work anymore? Or
It says no lower jaw.
Can I make a proposal?
Yes.
It's just the lower jaw that you use as an ashtray.
whoa.
That is correct.
Okay.
Thank
okay.
you.
All right.
And with that, we're gonna press pause, go watch Josie and the Pussycats, and we'll be right back.
Hey everyone, we'll be getting back to that second half that you know and love in 1 second. But first, we'd like to take a moment to thank our executive producer, Drew City of the Unspoken Realms podcast, for executive producing this very special extra sode.
Thank
If
you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you.
If you'd be interested in executive producing an episode of Totes Recall, a very own extra episode of your own, go to patreon.com/Totes Recall for details.
But I'm not an heiress. I can't afford this.
Let me tell you, it's not that much.
Great.
Yeah.
And it can be over, actually, it is over the course of a year, is it not?
It is.
Yes, it is. Correct.
You can pay it all in advance if you do want to just slap some ducats down on the table.
And you get a little bit of a discount if you slap dukes.
Ooh, slap those dukes.
What is happening?
You know what else is interesting to me
What's
besides
that?
whatever this is? We are doing something very special at the end of this, not quite the end of this month, almost into this month, October 29th, not quite Halloween because people are busy on Halloween. Friday, October 29th, we are doing a Totes watch along live on the internet, on youtube.com, on our website.com. I assume you can access it there as well.
Yes, that will just link to youtube.com.
Perfect. We are going to be watching the very spooky sea monster epic Deep Blue Sea, because sharks are the monsters of the sea.
Yes.
And it is Halloween.
Yep.
You will be able to watch along with us. It is streaming on Netflix.com, or it is rentable at various other streamable platforms.
True.
It is at what time, Beth?
It is at 8 p.m. Central.
8 p.m. Central. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to count down when we should all press play on this movie. And then you can enjoy our dumb commentary while you watch what I'm sure is a very important and intellectual movie that we're ruining by talking.
Yeah. And you can also play along it will be streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So if you comment on any of
Yes.
those pages, we can put that up on the screen. You can make jokes along with us. It's super fun.
We had such a great time last time. I'm really looking forward to this.
I am also looking forward
Me
to
too.
this.
If you can't make it
Me
on
as
the
well.
29th, like if you do have like a Halloween party or something you're going
They're
to,
so popular.
it will live on YouTube. And so you can just watch it anytime you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So, but doing it live means that you can interact with us and it
Yeah.
will be,
We want
fun.
those comments.
yeah.
Give us your comments.
Send us comments.
Jeez.
Makejokes.com.
Yeah. And now back to the show.
Um, and we're back. We just watched 1 hour and 38 minutes of product placement and music.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, minimally.
That's what we watched. It's Josie and the Pussycats. We always start with a 60-second summary. My name is Dan. Let's do this. I volunteer.
Wow.
High energy in the second half.
That's high something.
Somebody must have
am-
loved the movie he just saw.
I am
Somebody
running hot.
Somebody wants to go
I'm
home.
ready to
and
go.
to bed. All right. Do you want to do it?
Yes.
All right. Let me get some seconds on the clock here. Are you ready? Go.
Yeah, the overall premise of the movie is established when Alan Cummings kills a boy band because they figure out the plan. Then Josie and the Pussycats are there. They're cool, but no one likes their band yet. Alan Cummings makes them superstars, but also uses them to sell subliminal messaging. There's a big plot for all the corporations to sell more products all the time. All the governments are in on it. In the end, friendship is tested and
30 seconds.
Wow. And succeeds, and the plots are foiled, and it's revealed that the true plot is for two people that one has a speech impediment and the other is an albino, and that's their great shame. All along just wanted to be liked,
10
and I
seconds.
didn't like this movie.
Still got time.
I'm done.
You got 5 more seconds.
I cede my time to the floor.
Oh, okay. Well,
Cute outfits.
too late.
Wow.
I stopped the clock. All right.
I don't like how efficient Dan is getting at this.
I know.
He's really like showing everyone up, especially me, because I'm so bad.
Yeah,
at
but
it.
also I feel like he's
I delivered it without joy.
He's patting with a lot of tude, right?
Yeah.
Like you brought joy to yours.
Yeah.
Well, there were so many things in the movie that I wanted to talk about. I was excited about it
Yeah.
that I got overwhelmed.
Yeah, whereas Dan is just
He's like, here's the facts.
it's like, oh,
Let's get to
my
it.
heart
New
is
rule.
dried out and
the
black.
point. That's
New
the point
rule.
of the summary.
Dan, if you're going to do it again, you have to start with "We open on."
Oh no, you get lost
We
in
have
it.
to give you
That's
a
great. That's what we enjoy. Yeah. This
Decent
movie,
summary.
Yeah. It was a.
They were in Riverdale.
Yes.
Sure.
That is the thing that I did not realize.
Mhm.
Josie and the Pussycats is a like spin-off of the Archie comics.
Mhm.
And so everything is Riverdale based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is now like a very popular show
Yes.
among teenagers.
And I've asked this before, I think.
You're sounding real grumpy already.
And
Go ahead.
adults.
Are there vampires in Riverdale?
It feels like there should be.
Thank you.
Like it's dark.
Like the new Riverdale or just
That's
in
mostly
general?
the vibe. That's
okay.
mostly what I'm pulling. Are there vampires? It's
Yeah.
the vibe of the new
I
Riverdale.
bet there's at least one vampire.
It feels like soft True Blood or Vampire Diaries, which I guess is soft
I
True
think
Blood.
it's supposed
Yeah.
to be more like horny teen Twin Peaks is more
Mm.
what they're going for.
Okay.
Oh,
Right?
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there weird stuff going on?
I don't know. It's just like moody and like this crimin.
There's crime in?
Yeah.
It's definitely criming.
I didn't know about
Josie and the
that.
Pussycats appear in the new Riverdale.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they sure do.
Are they the crime?
Wait,
I don't know if they're
have you
a
seen
crime.
Riverdale?
No, never.
Oh,
I
then how
see
do you know
part
this?
of it because
Okay.
Luke Perry was in it.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's
Mhm.
right.
Here's the thing. So this movie is very self-referential.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
we can all agree on that. And it's I don't. Okay, I want to start by saying I was really looking forward to this movie, and I wanted to like this movie.
Yes.
And things I did like very much were the dynamics among the main 3 actors who played Josie and the Pussycats. I felt like they played it with a joyful energy. I wanted to be their friend. I wanted to be part of it. Like it definitely I am not Beth and I was not in her shoes, but I could totally picture myself wanting to be in that. Right.
Mhm, mhm.
yeah.
But man, there was so much plot, and the plot was so plotting. And I mean, it was predictable by any measure. And I
Yeah.
just found the movie exhausting, right?
Yeah. Like I remember thinking that they were very cool and I like you said, want to be in the band with them.
Mhm,
But I also remember that it was kind of funny and fun.
mhm.
And I didn't find it very funny at all. There were some funny moments.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There were a few points when we were like, that was good.
Yeah.
Or
The
we maybe even
jerkin
laughed.
was like the new cool.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I mean, I really enjoyed just at the end of the movie, all the credits go, the music ends, and then the movie phone voice comes in and just goes, jerkin. That was funny to me. That was the only funny moment of it, really.
Wow.
Dan hated it.
I-
hated it so much.
I didn't hate it so much. I think it again.
Speak your truth.
I also found it overwhelming and exhausting,
Mhm.
and I feel like an ancient human for feeling thus. But something about
for feeling thus.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not for
well,
feeling thus.
There you go.
this era of movie and the style of just like it's very fast. I think we talked about while we were watching how I also felt overwhelmed by Clueless, which is earlier, but not by a ton.
There's a lot of crossover in the cast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a quick it's quick and filled with young people.
This movie is too fast.
Oh, my God.
The people in it are young.
There's too many products.
Ah,
And
That
I
was the
wasn't,
whole thing.
like-
I forgot about all that. Like,
Yeah.
it is filled with product
It
placement.
was like 73.
I thought that was funny.
And they did not
For the
get
record.
paid for that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I like that a little better.
yeah.
I thought that was funny. I want that on record.
Yeah, I think I would have. I think I would have liked this movie in 2001, which it came out in. Good job,
In
Beth.
April of 2001.
Who said it?
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Beth.
This
Beth,
is a
2001.
pre 9/11 movie.
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
We're at the
Yeah.
top of the world. McDonald's was everywhere.
McDonald's, Target.
Yep. Then
We're all-
afterwards,
And I don't think I realized what like a I don't know what a time this was, like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
It has such a distinctive stamp of pop culture.
Yeah.
And how much overlap there is among this like cohort of actors right then.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much overlap between Clueless and American Pie and I realized because like Eugene Levy makes an appearance in this, and I was so confused.
Right.
And then I remembered American Pie came out, and that's what people would know him from.
Right.
Yeah.
And he played a really similar character. They're
Well, I was thinking like because Parker Posey is the other is the
super villain.
female villain that's
Yes.
behind everything. I was like, why are there so many like Christopher Guest actors in
Yes.
this movie?
Yeah, but I think that that also came into play with the writer director team, which we should definitely talk about.
Okay.
We don't have to talk about yet.
why not?
why not? No time like the present. Josie and the
Let's get
Pussycats
through
live
it.
now.
Seize the day.
Dan wants us to go fast because that's what he loves.
He loves speed
Yep.
and
And
young
young
people.
So Molly,
Quick cuts on topics. We bet this was going to be a feature-mader.
yep,
Charmander.
Yeah.
A feature
Feature-mander.
meter.
yes,
A feature
Feature-mander.
meter.
Feet Charmander.
Yeah, which is, of course, as everybody knows, a female characters, male directors.
Yep.
Uh,
Twist.
twist, feature, check.
Mm-hmm.
Mater, half a check.
Yeah,
Because
crazy.
it's a team, presumably,
Yep.
judging from names, which is not
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would appear to be a male and female directing pair.
Yes.
Molly, speak on that.
I would love to.
Please confirm or
I would be happy
to
to.
refute.
Deborah Kaplan and Harry Elfont,
Okay.
who did this one, but also Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh.
They were the writer-director teams for both. They
Yep.
met at NYU
Huh.
and are about 3 years apart in age. So yeah, they were a writing team and they did a bunch of these movies. And then Deborah Kaplan either directed or worked on A Very Brady Christmas, Can't Hardly Wait, which was in 1998. The Flintstones, Viva Rock Vegas, Josie and the Pussycats, and then Surviving Christmas and some others. So it's all this kind of comedic genre of movie.
Mm-hmm. And you know this
Yes.
because you're good personal friends with her? or-
Yeah, well, actually, what I ended up doing during the movie, there were a couple of slower parts,
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
and I found myself looking at two websites,
Okay.
but
Okay.
probably the main one was Wikipedia. Do you know this one?
Molly looked at Wikipedia. She was so bored from this movie, so she pulled out her phone and looked up information on the internet.
Breaking up
Wow, that pre-recorded intro gets
worked.
better every time.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for pressing the button, Beth.
You're
Yes.
welcome. I'm very good,
Good
at it
button
now.
pressing.
Here's a piece of trivia you might not know
Oh.
that Deborah Kaplan
I'm listening.
married Brecklin Meyer.
Oh,
Who's that?
Yes.
He was one of the
Breckenmeyer.
du jours, right?
Yeah,
He's
one
a
of the
du
boy
jour?
bands.
and he's in Clueless.
He
He's
sure
the
is.
skateboarding dude that Brittany Murphy's character
Yep.
falls for.
Oh,
Yep.
I think he's also in The Craft, which I just watched.
Is he?
Yeah,
Is he
probably.
the guy, not Seth Green,
Right.
not the guy from Scrubs,
Right.
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 Yes.
not the guy that we thought was a lesser
Correct.
Skarsgård, the
Yes.
other guy.
Yeah, that's
Lesser
correct.
Skarsgård.
Okay, he's in The Craft.
Yes.
Wow, I
Uh,
didn't realize that.
They got married in October of 2001. So it was
Okay.
a big year.
Wow.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Did
And
they
had,
meet on the movie? Did
I
you
don't
say?
know if they met on the
Okay.
movie, but they got married pretty and she worked with him, I think, also on Can't Hardly Wait. I don't
Sure.
remember. But anyway, they had 2 kids and they were married for like 12 years or so.
Wow.
So there was
then what?
romance on the movie.
Yeah,
What?
What
And then
happened
what
after
happened?
12 years?
12 years.
Well, first they got they got separated.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Probably loving that.
They Okay, new listeners, I don't know how it happened,
I
but
think you know
somehow it
how
is
it happened.
now canon on this show that I love divorce and I love pressing the Dans for divorce stories. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, but this couple happened to get a
Because
divorce.
it's true.
Reality. I mean, that's just
Historical
I mean,
evidence.
we're just reciting what happened.
it's like it happens, and then we record the show, so now there's evidence of it. So
Check the tapes.
Oh boy.
check
Um,
the tapes.
but that was not the only romance on this.
what?
Yes.
Oh, a double.
Tara Reid and
lover.
Carson Daly
Okay.
Yes.
met apparently during the TRL recording portion of this movie.
So they
up
met in the
engaged.
scene where Carson is supposed to murder her.
And they're kind of flirting.
They're kind of flirting. Yeah, I
Interesting.
That was
think
like
so.
real flirting.
That was
Do you
real
think that
flirt.
was a note from the director team? They're like, I'm noticing some chemistry here while you swing that baseball bat at her.
Wow. I do remember them being a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird?
No.
Like, why would I? That's such a random celebrity couple to
I don't know,
remember.
because he
random
was
at
on
all.
TV all the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, because that was the show. I mean, I was watching MTV like
Yeah.
so much at that point.
Yeah.
And he was probably like, oh, my girlfriend, Terry.
TRL was everything
Yeah, it was.
for
I
a
didn't have
period
cable.
of time.
You had to watch it, or else you wouldn't know what kids were talking about at school the next day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or you would just go to your regular job. And
I mean,
School's job for kids.
Yes. School is job for
school
kids.
is job for kids.
Hey, teens, school is job for kids.
Just remember, school is job.
for kids. I didn't have cable, so TRL to me was just that weird, dumb thing that the richer kids would
Yeah.
enjoy.
mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we weren't like super rich.
I didn't
But
say you
for
were.
some reason, we had cable at that point in time.
I'm not
we didn't all
judging your
the time.
situation, Beth.
Wow.
But at that point in time, I was watching TRL and Boomerang.
Oh,
Wow.
I tell you what I wouldn't have get. I babysat mostly for access to cable and snacks.
Maybe that's what I mean. I was babysitting for sure at that point.
Mhm.
So
Were you using your own babysitter money to pay for cable?
Oh.
Who controlled your
No,
finances?
I wasn't. But you know what I did
you
watch while I was
emancipate your
babysitting
finances?
at, that I just remembered?
What?
The entire first season of Entourage.
Yeah.
Oh
They had it.
Oh, yeah.
They had it on DVD.
Hell yeah. Pop it
Anyway,
in.
fun fact.
My mind is better.
I have one thing to say about Tara Reid and one question
Great.
about Tara.
Okay.
Okay, statement, question.
My
In
statement
that
is
order?
yes.
Okay.
My statement is I actually really enjoyed her performance, though was kind of bummed by her character. But I think she really brought the ditzy, positive.
She understood the assignment.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agree.
she really did.
I really brought it, and I was charmed. I will say I was charmed.
I was charmed because I think she brought more of the joy and less of the dumbness.
Yes.
Yeah. But she ran funnily.
Oh my god, she ran like a muppet. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
We can circle back this because I know you have a question.
I do
still.
have a question.
But Molly, can you note that we should talk about just the general hand physicality in this movie?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Tara Reid, American Pie.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Mm.
Really got run through the Hollywood ringer. Is
Yep.
that true about Tara Reid?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember all the things.
Me neither.
I mean, she did date Carson Daly,
Okay.
number one.
That's Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like there was some sort of unraveling or something that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
I think she was in the tabloids quite a bit for
Partying hard, Dilly.
yeah. And like now, seeing things like what those women who were in the tabloids a lot were going through, it's kind of like, I don't know what was going on in her life for real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Just to bring up the energy again, Downer Dan.
Wow.
What? I was going to finish with we support you, Tara,
Yep.
Yeah.
and we love you, unless you're a monster.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think she
But
is.
We don't know.
I don't think you are.
She's great.
Tweet at us.
Tweet at us, Tara.
Here, if
Yes,
this doesn't-
monster. No monster.
No monster.
Hey, this is our second Tara Reid movie.
It is?
Yeah, because
What's
she's
that?
in Big Lebowski.
Oh, yeah.
She plays Bunny.
Oh,
right. Yeah.
so good in that.
She crushes.
Sure does. And so, of course, it turns out none of these actresses played instruments going into this.
Sure.
And so they
Okay.
all went to what they called band camp, where they all learned how to play their instruments passably.
Yeah.
For 2 weeks, which Tara Reid thought was hilarious because she got to say when I was in band camp like 1,000 times because she was in American Pie.
Ah.
That was
Big
very
line.
funny.
Big line about flute sex.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
I've seen that movie.
I've never seen that
I've
movie.
only seen part of it and then the second one for some reason.
I've seen the trailer 1,000 times because they advertised it on MTV during TRL.
Oh, sure.
Well, an important movie.
Culturally.
Yes, truly.
And Seth Green had her on Robot Chicken a lot.
Sure.
Actually, a lot of
Oh.
these actors on Robot Chicken. So in my imagination, I bet she's great and fun. Hand physicality.
Yes. Okay. Quick note on this movie. Parker Posey in this movie, she is great in
I liked her.
general.
I
I
liked
think
her a lot.
she crushed in this role. And
Treasure.
part of the reason she crushed and is a treasure is because the choices she made with her hands in particular. I feel like other characters do this too, but like she just gestured in ways that I found very entertaining and were completely unnecessary. And just like the way she played the character was ridiculously over the top all the time.
Hmm.
And it was, I don't know, it worked,
Oh, it was
right?
great.
There was a series of laughs from me
Okay.
were all from her physicality. Like she did something with her shoulder
Yeah.
and then it cut to the next scene and then she does something with her hands and she's doing the same thing that like a giant portrait
Oh
of
yeah,
her.
where she's like, she puts her
Yeah.
hands over her shoulders, like, let's gossip or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And then yeah, at one point she like gestured to like a monitor and just like the way she even like flung her arm out to gesture at the monitor, it was, I don't know, it tickled me.
Well, it was great because it turns out in her backstory is that she was actually a very unpopular, awkward person who has no idea how girls relate to each other,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know. So of
Right.
course she'd be like, "Let's French braid,"
Right.
Yeah.
which is pretty great. A little behind the scenes that's very sad is that in the original script,
This is from Wikipedia.
no, this is actually from trivia. IMDb.
Do we know if it's true?
Trivia.net.
We don't know, so I should disclaim this with: if anything I'm saying is false, please go to IMDb and complain to them.
Yeah.
And correct it.
And correct it immediately.
Click edit and change it to the correct fact.
But apparently, originally, her character's backstory was going to be that she was overweight as a kid
Mhm.
and was very self-conscious about that. And there's plenty of body hating, fat shaming, body shaming stuff in here. But anyway, she made it about a lisp
Mhm.
instead,
Mhm.
which is marginally, I guess it's much better for that time.
Sure.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? In terms of levels of awareness, but it's real ableist. And
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good big reveal at the end. Like the
No.
master plan is Fiona Parker Posey had a lisp, and she wants everybody to think she's cool and doesn't have a lisp. And
But-
Alan Cummings is an albino,
Yes.
Mhm.
And they went to school together.
and
he's not really British.
he's not British.
Mhm.
It's both. It's both like a bummer from kind of like using people's, I guess, disabilities or whatever for comedy, but also it's that the stakes are lowered
Right.
by that reveal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, which maybe that's the comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
did like that his nickname was White Ass Wally. Well, that made me laugh, I guess.
I mean, when we thought, oh, well, how are we going to know?
That's true. We were really looking for Dan's bet that Alan Cummings would drop
Oh,
trout.
we got so
Mm.
close. He's fighting with Rosario Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls his jacket up over his head. It's like we're already there.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
already disrobing
Like,
him
Yeah.
in a
Part
comedic
one
way.
is done.
Yeah.
Oh, so close. And she even like spun him around, like perfect opportunity for his pants to get caught on something as he trips. No.
Yeah.
There,
And that's a way to reveal
mm-hmm.
that he's got a white ass.
Yep.
Oh, Beth.
Beth.
Well, nobody called me to help them write the
No.
screenplay.
Hey, screenwriters,
Yeah.
call Beth.
Yeah.
More
612.
white asses.
More white asses in Hollywood. Is that what we're saying?
I think
think
we
that's what
actually
we're all
want
saying.
less of
I
that.
think the position of the podcast
No,
is that
I
there needs to
think-
be more white asses.
I'm pretty sure that's not what we're
in
saying.
Movies.
That's what we all agreed to.
We're saying call Beth,
Call
and
Beth
then
and she'll,
probably don't ask me actually because I don't know.
she'll write some
No.
white asses.
She'll
in your
write
No,
a white
I
ass
will-
into your
Beth
show.
will tell you how movies work
Uh-huh.
and then help you make better jokes.
Step one, more white ass.
Give her a cigar to chop.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless America. Can I pause here to tell y'all a story?
I mean, yes.
Okay.
Okay, what are the keywords?
Yeah.
What's the
Stop me if I've told
taxonomy?
you. I got my eyes dilated for the first time.
Okay.
Sounding familiar?
No.
Maybe.
No.
I was getting a vision exam, and I have been really fortunate in that I had 20/20 vision for most of my life.
Wow, Brig.
Oh, brag.
Yeah, no big deal. And this is a few years ago. Not that many, but maybe like 5 to 8 years ago or something. And I went to the doctor, and they dilated my eyes. And I had planned to just sort of keep working and to like drive back to work and do all of that. But I was looking at was it even a BlackBerry? No, it couldn't have been. Anyway, I was looking at my phone, and it like dissolved in front of me. For anyone who's ever had your eyes dilated, you're like, yeah, that's what happens. But I had no idea that I would not be able to read a screen.
Yeah, you can't see anything. in
You
front of
you really can't. And so now I literally could not work, and I had time on my hands. It was like some stupid time, like 2 p.m. or something, where you're not going to like go back to work and pretend to stare at your screen for a couple hours. But I couldn't figure out what else to do. And so I had my sister's phone number memorized, and I was able to like somehow call her. And she was at work, but she took time out of her day
Oh.
to look up some movies for me to see. And she not only read out to me the movie schedule, she did it in the voice of Mr. Movie Phone.
Oh, good sister.
That's
Yes,
cute.
so it was very cute, and she figured out a movie for me to see, and I saw it for $5. They thought I was stoned. I was not. My eyes were dilated.
Sure.
Was that Josie and the Pussycats? Is this
It-
the big reveal?
No, the big reveal is she did it in the voice of Mr. Movie Phone, which
Oh.
comes into play in this movie in a very big way. Because I guess 2001 was around the AOL time, right?
There
Because
were
AOL bought
Tons
Mr.
of
Movie
AOL
Phone.
product placement
Yeah.
in that movie.
Yep, and they reference AOL in it. Anyway, but the whole point of this, one of the major jokes, is that Mr. Movie Phone is the subliminal voice.
Yep.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
That is
That's a
pretty
pretty
good.
good joke.
Okay.
I think I said that's pretty good to
You
myself.
heard it here. Pretty good. That's a pretty good moment for Dan. Yeah, there were a couple
Yeah.
moments where Dan would say, matter of factly, that's pretty good while watching this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and what was going on? I couldn't totally hear, but every now and then I just hear cans.
Well, early on, L&M, the hottest guy in
The
Riverdale,
hottest guy.
who plays the love interest, pretty thin love story, to be
Mhm.
honest, which
Yes.
was fine. I
Sure.
was fine with that. But he plays the love interest to Josie. He delivers a line early on that's got a Keanu twinge to it.
Yes.
Now I can't remember it, but there's like there's an X, there's like a long
Yeah.
A in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I played the car. I don't remember what it is, but cans. It's all cans. Highlighted in my brain,
Yeah.
and then I pictured Keanu in that role for the rest of the movie,
Yeah.
That would make it better.
which
So
was very
good.
funny to me because I love Keanu. He'd be great in it. But
But
also,
also-
this was 2 years after The Matrix.
Yeah, so he would be far too old.
and like
Yeah.
this is not the movie he's making anymore.
No.
No.
I mean, it would be hilarious if
Yeah.
the hottest guy in Riverdale was
Keanu Reeves.
like
Oh.
30-year-old.
late 30s.
Yes. Here's my question about Alan M.
Great.
Yeah.
She brings him with her to New York from
True.
Riverdale.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then at some point he's like, I really like her. I'm gonna ask her on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a very like weird situation where I'm like, they just like literally brought him to another city. Like he didn't pick up on any of the vibes
Right.
or like, I don't
Well-
understand like why he was like, wait, I'm really nervous to ask her. Like she asked you to come to New York City
Yeah.
with her. Why are you scared to like ask her to dinner that night?
Plus,
What it-
you're the hottest guy in all of
Yeah.
Riverdale.
But also,
Oh, that little tiny goatee.
Oof,
Oof.
so hot.
I couldn't even see it.
It
Right?
was
Wasn't it a soul patch?
It was
Yeah.
like yes, that's what it was. It was like right under his lip, but it was maybe like half a centimeter.
Very
It was
blonde.
so small.
So, but on the
It
other
looked like
hand,
he missed it.
yeah, it does. On the other hand, like when he does actually try to ask her, like, "Oh, I'm doing this show," he's like way too casual for someone who he knows has a stadium concert like in a
Mhm.
day.
But that's L&M's vibe.
He's just so chill.
He's a chilled laid
Yeah.
back dude from
All right,
Riverdale.
that's fine.
Okay, girl power. Let's talk about it.
Hey!
Let's gossip.
Let's get into it. These are girls? Question mark. How old are these?
Unclear.
I thought
female
they were in high
characters.
school because I thought that kind of opening scene when they're playing in the bowling alley was a high school
Mhm.
performance.
It
But they seemed
s-
maybe like post high school.
Well, it seemed like they were living in either their own house or some sort of weird shack that they built out of cartoon parts.
Yeah.
Are they homeless?
There are
And
no.
they built their own.
There are zero parents
Zero.
to any of the possible children in
Yeah.
this movie, possible teens or young adults or whatever.
The only adults are music people.
Yeah.
But so Riverdale and Archie, they're about high school kids, right?
Yeah.
So is Josie and the Pussycats like a band that comes in and they could be older, or is it like other kids that go to the high school with them?
No
Feels
idea.
like it should be a high school band.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. At the very least, maybe they just graduated from high school. They're
Right.
young. They're
Sure.
early
Young.
20s.
At best.
Late teens,
teens.
early 20s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, women. Can we
Women.
agree?
Yes, they are women.
They're
Still
women.
spelled with
I
multiple
will also-
R's, like an animal. Growl.
Sure. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm leading you on this. Girl power, women power.
Women power.
Am I right? Someone else talk on
I
this
mean-
subject.
I don't
Oh,
think
now
I don't think
someone
at
else-
any point they say girl power in the movie,
No.
but they do say girls, don't they? Quite a bit.
I forgot to tune into that. I was just looking for the guitar
I'm
smashing,
sure Alan
which
Cumming
did
called them
happen.
Oh,
girls
yep.
all the time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Molly nailed it.
Yep.
The guitar does get smashed
Yeah.
Thank
into
you.
the
Mega sound.
mega
whatever
sound
it's called.
machine.
Mhm.
Which is a
Also, there was a lot of
subliminal-
slapping. I got that bet.
Yep.
Good job,
Yep.
me.
Did I get any bets?
No, you wanted the drop trowel.
God.
I
But-
would say there was like girl power vibe. It made me think a lot about ambition and that they have ambition all the way through, right? They
Mhm.
want to get signed and it's a shared ambition.
hmm
But then as soon as Josie, even though it's fed to her subliminally against her will, becomes genuinely ambitious for herself, she also becomes like a business lady. Like all of a sudden she's wearing like basically a suit and heels.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other person presented as having individual ambition is Fiona / Parker Posey.
Right.
And neither of these are particularly positive presentations of ambition, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of girl power, but it's also like adult woman ambition shame.
Yeah, and the other thing that I noticed about this movie is it has a lot of girl versus girl, woman
Mm.
versus woman action in it. Like they have the three kind of the other I would say they're teenagers because they're hanging out at the mall and they've got
Yeah.
and they're like all but the three girls that are wearing all pink that drive up in the
Yes.
car, and then there's kind of like this like back and forth between them, and it's like just because you like different things doesn't mean you don't have to like each other kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that tends to be how teenagers are portrayed in film,
Yeah, lots
and
of
especially women.
And maybe
girls.
this was just true 20 years ago.
Okay.
We just put a higher premium on the back and forth. You know, the one-upmanship in the conversation. It seems so tedious watching it now, but maybe
Mhm.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's always happening. Is it always happening?
I don't know. You're blowing my mind right now. I'm like, is this something that's a specific
like of
time
an
period
era?
of?
I mean, it felt definitely more advanced than Yo Mama jokes. You know
Sure.
what I mean in terms of their. But it was really, I don't know, like watching people dunk on each other in that very particular way. I feel like media now, like somebody might do a dunk. Forgive me, I don't know.
No, keep
That's what
going.
people talk
Keep going.
about.
Yep.
Anyway, somebody makes a dunk on another person.
Yeah.
It sort of stops there, or
Right.
it's like there for dramatic effect, or maybe there's a little bit of back and forth, but this
Yeah.
sort of like that being the main attraction and the resolution feels very dated to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen that in real life, like that kind of back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, my nemesis in high school and I
Okay,
would have
that
some
is
back and
interesting
forth.
that you said the word nemesis, because I was gonna say like people don't have like actually have nemesis, nemesi,
Nemesis.
there it is.
Yeah. No, I did.
Let's talk about it.
Should we?
Dish.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's gossip.
So when I was in high school, I was a senior in high school, and the first I had dated this guy. It was the first time I'd ever really dated anyone, and he
Is he,
lived kind of far away.
Motorcycle.
He
Some
wasn't. but
Cigarettes.
He kind of had that vibe.
Yeah.
This is
Ah.
is this in Russia?
No, this is
Soviet Union.
no, this is in regular Georgia or like
Regular
USA Georgia.
Wow.
Yep. And anyway, He broke up with me.
How dare he?
What a
and
cad.
It really hurt
Wow.
my feelings.
Oh, my American business father must move to a new state for business.
But then his father didn't actually move. Yeah, the reason he gave me was that we just lived too far away, which we live pretty far away from each other. It's like a
you go to the
half-hour
same
drive.
high school.
No, we didn't go to the same high school.
Oh.
Crosstown
But
boy.
then
Molly.
he started
Ah.
dating this girl who lived also in Atlanta, right?
Oh,
Did she go to your high
Liar,
school?
What a liar.
No, she went to a nicer high school.
Oh, my
But she was
God.
like, oh, she was so nice. She was beautiful
I
and
hate her.
nice. And she was literally
What a
named
bee.
one of the sassiest girls in America. Like
Excuse me?
Sassy
What do you mean
Magazine.
she was named that?
Sassy Magazine had, do you know Sassy? We talked
I
about
only
it
know
before.
Sassy through
me.
you. Yeah.
Gen Xers,
Rise up.
rise up and explain Sassy Magazine. It was like a zine format, and it was one of the few options at the time for girls and women to read something that read like them, that wasn't like 17 magazine or
Mhm.
Cosmo or something.
Oh.
And she
It's very empowering.
was named.
She was a finalist for Sassiest Girl in
What does
America.
that mean?
It means that Sassiest Magazine, which was the
Is it
like the most alt, most interesting, most socially progressive
okay? So
option
it's
out there,
big ass sassy.
big ass sassy,
Okay.
was like, let's find the coolest teenagers in the country
Uh huh.
and write articles about them
Uh-huh.
and call them Sassiest Girl in
I
America.
see. How did they find her?
She write in.
There's an application process. I don't know if she nominated herself or somebody else nominated. Anyway, she's just very, very nice and accomplished.
She
and
sounds
cool.
great.
She was
She sounds
awesome.
super cool.
She continues to be an awesome human.
Does she have a podcast?
Like a movie podcast, or
Wait a second. Is that why we do this show?
Oh God, this is taking so
and
long.
her dad like worked in a nuclear plant, right? That's why this guy had to go date her instead. Like, oh, please to give tour with your father's work.
You must find sassy girl and lock her down, or else you'll never get out of Soviet bloc.
You will tell Sassy Magazine that the Soviet Union is a good place with good people.
We're the sassiest Iron Curtain here.
Otherwise, I will break up with you and tell all your friends that you are sluts. Right? Right, Molly? That's how it all went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really nailed it. Anyway, so this guy who did go to my high school, who I did see every single day,
Yes.
just took this piece of information and just daily would be like, oh, wow, Molly, I saw them together this weekend. And man, I was just struck. She's just so beautiful.
Oof.
Ugh.
She's like, he would dig in on me. And I don't know, man, we would have these back and forths, much like we saw in this movie, or we would rip each other apart.
Oh,
It
no.
was very mean.
This is you and this guy that was mean.
yeah.
Okay,
me and this
good.
guy was mean.
I was like, I hope that he wasn't like pushing you two to
Oh, I
fight
No,
thought
each
no,
you
other.
not
meant-
at all.
Oh, I thought
No,
that's
no,
no.
what you
Sassy.
meant.
no.
Okay.
No, Sassy's Girl in America has no idea about any of this.
Also sounds like she's not that sassy.
No, she was plenty sassy. She was. She's. Here's what I'm saying. It's hard to get dumped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd think it would be hard to be dumped by somebody or for someone awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's somebody awesome. Like, that's great. They didn't at least dump me for someone terrible. But actually, it's a million times worse because you have all of this teen energy, especially if you're Molly Chase,
Yeah.
right? You have all this teen energy where you need to be mad at someone or something, and you haven't figured out how to be mad at your ex yet. That will come later. And you can't be mad at this dreamy girl or woman that he is now dating.
Uh-huh.
And I just, like, it locked me up for so long. But the point is, that was one of the cudgels that my high school nemesis used.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, what a jerk.
So
Yep.
he was the nemesis the whole time.
Oh, yeah. I'm
That's
sorry.
a bit of a reveal. I thought it was a
yeah,
sassy girl.
I thought it was a sassy girl.
No.
No.
I don't know that I told that
No,
story.
that was a long
No.
walk to reveal the nemesis.
I've regretted every step of it.
I
to be
didn't. It was an
honest.
amazing story.
But what a true nemesis to really like grasp
Yeah.
onto like this is the thing that's going to hurt you the
Some
most.
The
research.
most
Exactly.
vulnerable.
Exactly.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. It was brutal.
Oh, I heard Yurgay and this girl are going back to meet his parents in their farm in the Ukraine.
She's like a really hard worker. She does a lot for the state.
Oh, your childhood is so interesting.
What a world traveler. I want to circle back and pretend like we just talked about Keanu. And then speaking of Keanu
Yes.
and bus,
Very good. Wow.
Oh, wow.
public transportation.
I am clapping like a German representative who's just seen Eugene Levy explain subliminal advertising.
Which is very good.
That guy was great.
Bus saves the day again.
Excuse me?
Bus.
Bus saves the day.
Explain.
Teens get horny for public transportation. We all remember that as the
Yes.
platform of this podcast.
Absolutely. More white ass, get horny for public transportation, flaccid dongs in every movie.
What? When did
Those
that
are the three positions of this podcast.
disagree?
Check the tape.
Oh, it got me.
Just because it's on the tape doesn't mean that that's what we
check,
agreed on.
check the
So
tapes.
check the tape.
Check the names. I believe at least Dan and I have said repeatedly that is a position of this podcast.
Yeah, and that's majority rule,
That's
right?
majority rule.
That's math.
Wait, what?
Yep,
No,
keep
that's
going.
2 versus 2.
So, get horny for public transportation.
I'm just going to take that again.
Bus, get horny for public transportation. Bus saves the day. After Josie turns into a real brainwashed bee,
Yeah, business being.
a business brainwashed bee.
Yep.
Beep, beep, beep. She then looks at Bus Pass,
Yes.
which has the 3 Pussycats
Yep.
on there being friends,
Yep.
Yeah.
and is remembered of friendship.
It is still 40 minutes until midnight.
Let's do it. And that is the thing that keys her back into friendship is better than being
Right.
brainwashed.
Yes.
Well, also she trips and her brainwashing device falls off of her head for a second.
Right.
Yeah.
But she gets like counter programmed by Bus Pass.
Yes.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So don't blame Bus, but credit Bus
Yes.
for saving the day.
Good job, Bus.
Good job,
Yes.
Bus. Good
So-
job, friendship.
Teens, take the bus with your friends.
Yeah. Okay, so are we to believe then that the Transit Authority of Riverdale is fine with there being 3 individuals in your ID
Because
photo?
they jumped in.
And they were so charming.
And they jumped into this
I
one.
guess
They
if
just
all
jumped
3
on.
of them have a picture of all 3 of them, they're like, okay, I get it.
I don't, you know what? I feel like
They're
maybe,
probably right.
yeah.
It's probably underfunded in Riverdale.
So they don't care.
And run by vampires
Yeah.
as a front.
That's true. That's probably like that's true. The management is probably like, oh, you have to make sure to valid ID to get on the bus, and then the driver's just like, whatever.
Bubble. Who cares? Who gets on my bustle?
Well, unless there's some hot witches.
That guy's horny for public
He
transportation.
sure is.
Listen to last episode.
If
Yeah.
you're not sure what we're talking about,
Check out Hocus Pocus, the episode of this podcast.
Speaking of vampires, we
Yes.
haven't really talked about Alan Cummings enough.
No, agreed.
who
Because-
has like 90% of the lines in this movie?
Yes.
Agree. And he is for sure a vampire. The way he wears his tiny rose-colored glasses at the
Yes.
tip of his nose.
Yes, his greasy black hair.
And he wears a lot of sweater vests.
Stripy suit, kind of.
Yep,
Yeah.
great suits throughout for
Yeah.
Alan.
He really is having a good time.
He's having a ball.
I like him.
Yeah.
That's it.
This
Okay.
character's kind of mean.
No, he's a villain
Yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
I did. Oh, that was one of the things that you liked. That was pretty good. Is when he told Josie that Alan M had left a message, and there would be a message at the front desk if she checked. And then he got up and then mumbled into his cell phone.
Yeah.
And then did it again when he realized he had to add more details to the message.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard. I said that's pretty good the first time,
Yeah.
and then I said worse the second time around. I don't think the second beat did it.
All right.
At one point, the villain says, "I've got a bunch of foreign people here."
Foreigners.
Foreigners. Did she say foreigners
Yeah.
at least?
Yeah.
Well, that's not at least. Anyway, she says foreigners here, and that's. But then it's like the most. I guess it's actually the most like Austin Powers
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
version of people from
Yeah.
other countries, and it's every stereotype of culture and dress and it's so tedious and terrible. It's really terrible, right?
Yeah.
Counterpoint, German guy was great.
German
Okay.
guy was great. He starts a slow clap. That's great. I think this is one of the ways where this movie tried to thread a needle and failed.
Mm.
Like it was trying to be both like funny and stupid and really cool,
Yeah.
and they needed to go a different direction one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like go more Austin Powers and make them like so obviously a parody of like, I mean, that's like a parody of Bond villains, right?
Right.
And it's
Mhm.
obviously what we're doing versus just like having sort of stereotypes there for no reason doesn't
Yeah.
serve anything, or like don't make them stereotypes and make them cooler.
Yeah.
Yes, this movie seemed overwritten to me as well. It's like I was also thinking about how someone mentioned this is the same year that Zoolander came out,
Mhm.
which shares a lot of the same themes of like artists being used for a secret nefarious plot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Whereas that movie goes a lot harder at being stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think the comedy works so much better because it's just trying to do that one thing.
Mhm.
What was
Yeah.
this movie trying to do?
I don't know. It feels, it feels like it's really trying to hit a specific kind of, I don't know, teen
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
preteen. And I guess it did. I think there are people who love this movie. Obviously, Drew, we we love you. Thank you for picking this movie. But yeah, I just for a bunch of 35-year-olds, maybe it's not for us.
Yeah, it definitely was for me when it came
Yeah.
out. Like
Yeah,
I remember seeing it and all my friends seeing it
yeah.
and us enjoying it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now it just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, it
all.
has an appealing style. I see
Yes.
what it probably was doing then, and it is kind of cool for that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
that's also it's what 20 years old, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess something that was made to be more like a little tiny piece of pop culture we shouldn't be expecting
yeah.
to do. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
chill out, guys.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
why don't you all calm down?
Hey.
Eat my shorts.
Ah.
Let's go drink some black coffee and go to the office.
Yeah.
Business
This-
charts.
this chart.
Oh.
I need that report on my desk.
I mean, you know, like the age of the demographic they're going for, like you're at an age where like you're literally being driven insane by your own brain chemistry. So like you probably do just kind of need like a bunch of shiny things and some somewhat recognizable actors that are relatably
Yeah.
young
And
looking
it's like subversive.
enough.
Enough.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
I like honestly, like as a teenager who saw this movie, I think the takeaway for me was be yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to buy all that stuff.
Right.
And it pretty much made me into a socialist.
You heard it here.
Yeah. No, but it did I think that is the takeaway that I had, which is a good takeaway, right?
Good takeaway. I wish we could have that same takeaway and just rest instead on the dynamic of the main characters. Like I would honestly rather watch the three of them like watch an episode of Entourage and talk about it than watch this movie. Does that make sense? Like
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it could have been better.
yeah.
Do you think it was too fast and loud, Molly?
No, I don't think it was too fast and loud, and I didn't think young people were scary. And I didn't
Think
mind.
about
I
it.
didn't mind like the snappiness of it, or because it was weird. It was so fast paced in some ways, and the plot was so thin
Yeah.
that it just, and anyone who's watched movies, you know what's coming. So
Yeah.
there were very few surprises in it, and it just seems so overwrought trying to work in things that I was like, I would just rather have fun.
Yeah, it hit a lot of the same beats over and over again, rather than kind of what Dan was saying, just like maybe leaning into more, just being like goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's the next thing that we can joke about
Right.
instead of it being
Yeah.
Like
long
if you have
scene about
access,
this one thing?
yeah, they had access apparently to all of MTV. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of fun you could have, and yeah, to be subversive. It was a little bit subversive and fun. There's about the original content. There's a great moment where there's a character who doesn't necessarily make sense, and she definitely doesn't make sense to go with Josie and the Pussycats on tour.
Oh, that was very.
And someone
funny.
was like, "Why are you here?" And she's like, "Oh, because I was in the comic book."
Yeah, I liked that.
And it was very funny. And then her brother says, "What?" And she goes, "Nothing." You know, and that was delightful. There was a lot of, I don't know, it just felt like it was it seemed like everybody was working really hard to make it work except the actors who made it look effortless. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
Like the
think
actors were all really good.
they were trying. It seemed like the end result of a lot of different people trying to make several different kinds of a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because someone was like, "Oh, we got this property.
Mm.
Let's do something with it." And then, yeah, and I assume somewhere within that writer director team, they were just like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if we did like this sort of subversive layer in it?" And they managed to hold on to at least some of it.
Yeah.
But then maybe the studio was sort of like, get more shots of them just being a band in sparkly clothes or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point. It was just trying it yeah, it both tried to be ambitious and it wasn't ambitious enough, maybe. I don't know. Or
Yeah.
just ambitious in one direction.
One Direction, that's a boy band.
Oh.
Yeah, they should make a movie about themselves. They probably already did, right?
Yeah, there was like a reference to Help in here a little bit. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
There's
a
lot
Also-
going on.
I
They-
think we can all agree on those 4 things. There's a lot going on in this movie. More white asses and flaccid dogs
Yep.
and get horny for public transportation.
All 4 of those things.
Wow.
I don't
The
think
Totes
so.
Recall Promise.
What?
Well, before we get to our final reviews of the movie we just watched, Josie and the Pussycats, we like to read a review of our podcast, Totes Recall, in a maximum star review, in the style of a character from the movie we just watched, Josie and the Pussycats. I feel like I'm stuck in a time warp again. Am I right? Alan Cummings not in that. That's Tim Curry.
Oh my god.
It is
Yes.
11:31.
There we go.
Not even
That
close.
close. Anyway, we don't have any reviews. So we'll skip that part.
Okay.
But feel free to leave us a review if you would like us to read it in the style of a character from a movie. So, without further ado, here's our rating scale. As we
Wow,
all
wow, wow,
remember, it's cigar chompers,
Yep.
which are a product you can buy from Hocus Smocus brand of products.
Yep.
Which are great. Beth inserts subliminal messages about buying Hocus Smocus products.
Bye. Hocus Mocus.
It is a bag clip style clamp
Yeah.
to hold your cigar.
Yep.
It looks like it's a bird with human teeth.
Yes,
But
but,
it's cute.
But
Yeah.
it's fine. yeah.
somehow it's adorable.
Yeah.
We're not quite sure how. It just is.
It's magic. Hocus. Hocus Smocus. I'm the movie phone man.
AOL movie phone.
Movie phone.
It's movie phone quick sniper. Did you call 1-800-movies? That's not enough digits. What did I call?
Was it movie phone?
612.
Just some guy who's like, I'll just check the paper.
It's probably calling my sister.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember what I called. You could call popcorn in my town
What for movie
Ooh.
times?
for the time of day.
What?
Ooh.
What?
I think it might have been California. You just dial popcorn, and then it at the tone the time will be
Oh, I loved calling for
11:32.
time.
But
I
they
called
didn't-
for time all the time, but we didn't have popcorn. It was like some regular phone number that I memorized, and they would get time and temperature. It was
Ooh, I don't
great.
think we got temperature.
Ooh, suck on that popcorn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Guess in
Don't-
California, it's
don't
just
need
always
to
the
know,
same
yeah.
temperature.
nice outside.
All right.
Yeah.
Oy,
Okay.
avocado.
Beth, leave all this in. Cigar chop choppers.
Avocado. Avocado.
Dan,
Yep.
you gave it 4. You don't have any attachment to this movie, but
Yep.
maybe it'd be enjoyable.
Yeah, I think I disliked this movie less than the rest of you because I thought that the things that it was trying to do that were deliberately a choice outside of just being another just like goofy teen pop culture movie were good. I thought the product placement was very funny in how excessive and explicit it was. I thought there were some good moments between people. I think I agree with Molly that people were given their all with what they were given.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to disparage that too much because making movies is hard, even if they sometimes turn out as perfect as you'd like them to be. So, 3 cigar chompers from this guy, who is me. Also, Dan.
Great.
Thank you.
Beth, you gave it 4. You thought it'd be probably entertaining. It was when you first watched it. Can't read my second note.
Cool. I am Beth. Yes, I think that it wasn't what I remembered it to be. I remember it being way more silly and funnier, I guess. But I didn't think it was like the worst thing I've ever seen. I wouldn't say I didn't like it. So I'm going to also say 3 cigar chompers.
Great. My name is Dan. Again, I'm the one with the hairy chest.
Totally.
I gave it 3. I barely knew it existed, but I thought it was maybe good. I think as previewed, I didn't enjoy watching this movie. I had a bad time.
I feel personally insulted right now.
Wow.
But
You come to Beth's house. You eat the
sit
cookies.
on my couch.
I enjoyed eating pizza. I enjoyed eating salad. I enjoyed eating cookies.
What about the company that you were
I
watching
enjoyed the
movie?
company.
Okay, thank you.
I was with. I enjoyed my tangerine LaCroix, my cup of Earl Grey,
Wow.
and my cup of lemon zinger.
Sponsorship pending.
I didn't say any brands.
Lemon Zinger is definitely a brand.
And
Yeah.
you also definitely said LaCroix.
Oh, okay. Cut that out. Sparkle water. Put that in.
Insert that in.
Sparkle water.
I enjoyed my sparkle water.
My lemon sparkle water.
It's me, the movie phone Sparkle water.
My lemon tea.
But I do think everybody, all the
Just struggling with this.
I
aren't you?
agree with Molly that everybody, all the actors did a good job at their acting. And I just think the script was bad and too long and too complicated. And some of the problems it had were just 2001 movie problems.
Yeah.
And if I had seen this in 2001, I probably would have liked it quite a bit. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Wow.
Just leave
Wow.
it there.
It's better than I
It's
thought it was gonna
fine.
be.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
fine.
fine.
All right. I'm glad that you could get yourself there.
It's fine. Molly. Sorry for the long pause.
Wow.
I wrote BG next to your number, so I was very confused, and it took me a while. But this is your number, I promise.
Okay.
It's 4.5.
Oh.
Reminder that the half is just the bottom jaw from the bird, and it's used as an
Oh,
ashtray.
right.
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 You love girl power. That's the only note I wrote.
Yes. So first of all, as per usual, I would like to thank
Oh, yes.
Drew City for sponsoring this podcast, this episode of this podcast. Thank you for picking a movie that you like.
We
a
don't know
lot.
that.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Thank you for picking a movie that we would probably not have watched.
Yeah.
Oh, not ever in my entire life, to be honest. So yeah. So
They
that
didn't
was.
even know it existed.
Yeah, barely.
I was aware of its existence, but just barely. I found this movie tedious. Like, in all honesty, I found it tedious. But I really liked all of the actors in it, and that just made me more uncomfortable. Because I feel like I would have liked almost everybody who contributed to this thing that in its final, I don't know. In its final.
Like the movie that's gonna come later that they're making about it, or
No, like in this movie, the whole is less than the sum of its parts,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
and it's sad to me because I really wanted to like it because I really liked the dynamics, and I hated it. Like, honestly, I hated it. But did I hate it so much? Like, tomorrow morning when I wake up, will I be like, "Oh, that was okay. It was probably worth more than I'm going to give it tonight."
Probably gonna have some subliminal messages that are like, "This is the best movie in the world."
That's probably true. And I did want to thank you for bringing those Pepperidge Farm Mint Milano cookies.
Jesus, you
Wow!
guys.
Wow! Wow!
Oh,
Pending.
Pending.
Movie phone. Sandwich cookie.
Sandwich, cookie, paper, packaging.
Paper packaging sandwich cookie.
I don't know. What else distinguishes them in any way?
Look at like this
3 paper cups.
Long,
Not a
long,
cupcake.
long.
Vertical
but comes
stack.
available at Target.
Goldfish bag.
God, Molly. Available at
Big box store.
store,
Circles.
department store,
Red.
red.
2.5 cigar chomp chompers.
An ashtray in there.
Actually, I'll give it an extra 0.5 for Drew, bringing it up to 3.
3.
3 across the board.
3
Clean
across the
sweep.
board.
All around and all around 3.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Unprecedented, maybe.
It's a 2 movie and a 5 package.
Speaking of numbers.
Yes.
Great transition.
Absolutely.
by
I
me.
love it.
That song does count down.
Yes,
Oh,
it does.
yes.
Oh, yes.
6 whole hours, 5
5
whole
whole
days.
For
Forgot
you.
already.
To find out that you
4 for
lied.
Well, you got about the
Right?
3. Where's
4.
the 3?
3 is
For-
3
6.
small words.
2.
Said too
Too
late.
late. Too late.
You can't figure out that I'm the one for you.
One.
One for you.
It has the 1.
It's catchy. I
It
like
is
it.
super catchy.
the
But
Josie
not
and the
enough that
Pussycats
I
songs.
remembered it.
No.
Well,
I mean, they're
song can be
sort of-
catchy without knowing the lyrics.
They're generic millennium
Yeah, they are.
pop songs,
They
like
absolutely
pop
are.
punk songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
That's a good
are
song.
fun.
Good
And
job.
Apparently, you can get the soundtrack.
There you go. Hey, check out the
Oh.
soundtrack available on streaming service.
Buy music from movie.
Listen to podcast.
So yeah,
We can plug ourselves.
Plug my host.
Can we plug ourselves?
Host, also host, and host.
Totes recalled.
Which host did you leave out?
Oh wait, that was
I
only
did Dan, also Dan. I did also host. I
Oh.
thought that was pretty funny.
Host, also
Host,
host, and host.
Host, also host,
Oh, two
host.
hosts. I thought you
Oh,
only
I
did-
only heard 3 too.
Oh,
Mm.
1.
Wow. If we all do equal work on the podcast, why isn't it called Molly Recall?
Molly and the Totes Recall.
Yeah. That's a callback to the movie. Check it out.
yeah.
No, don't.
Or do. Live your own life.
Live your life, teens. Get on that bus. Get horny. And watch
Wow.
Josie and the Pussycats.
White asses abound.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan DeQuette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.